the rest of the way. And, yeah, and throw it all back together.
Now we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
Holy goodness, Cody, that's a lot of wind.
The wind is so bad today, y'all. We woke up to a whole bunch of random things in the yard. Trash can, and then all of the seating. There's the lid for the trash can. And then there's just like a bunch of random branches and twigs. I'm shocked that's still standing because typically it's the first to go. We heard some trees fall down last night. He's doing damage control on a few solar panels right now. It's very windy and I don't think it's gonna calm down. So let's make some coffee and regroup. On super cloudy days like today, where we're probably not going to get a lot of sun, I'm going to use a power bank to make things like coffee to conserve on our house batteries. It's the weekend, so we had a pretty slow start to our morning, and with the wind kind of putting a wrench in our plans, we had to regroup.
Being that we live in the middle of the woods and there's trees surrounding us everywhere, the excessive wind kind of makes us run the risk of tree branches falling and limbs falling and stuff like that. We're gonna go ahead and work inside today so that way we don't accidentally take a tree limb to the head or anything like that.
We weren't expecting to be stuck inside the next couple days, so we didn't buy any materials to prep. We've been cutting wood on the sawmill, so we didn't think we needed anything. Where are we headed?
Lowe's.
Yes.
Or Home Depot. I haven't decided yet. One of the two.
One of the two. But I made burritos because we're not hungry right now, but I know that at some point we will get hungry and no more fast food. So, here we go.
Hey y'all, I wanted to take a quick break to tell you about my go-to way to stay hydrated, Liquid IV. So thanks Liquid IV for sponsoring today's video. We've worked with Liquid IV a ton in the past, and personally I use it on a daily basis. I'm not really a plain water kind of guy, so Liquid IV allows me to get the hydration and electrolytes I need all while still tasting good. And it's super simple. Just grab your favorite flavor, mix it in some water, and you're good to go.
Here you go, baby.
Oh, thank you, dear. They're constantly coming out with new flavors, and currently my favorite is a mix between Concord grape and passion fruit. I can't decide between the two. So if you're looking for a quick, flavorful way to stay hydrated, use the link below and our code can contain us to get yourself 20% off and free shipping. So thanks again to Liquid IV for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back to work.
We just got back from Lowe's and I forgot to film, so sorry about that. But we get asked all the time, what is the biggest mistake that we made in our shipping container house? And we've never really been able to give a good answer. Well, I have one for you, and that is a ceiling fan. I need a ceiling fan when I sleep. I need a ceiling fan when I'm just feeling gross and muggy. I don't know why I thought we could live without a ceiling fan, but we cannot. We're going to be installing ceiling fans, which means a lot of extra work, so I'm sorry, babe.
It's okay.
If that's as far as our counters are going out, excuse the house being a mess, we destroyed everything. I'm thinking right in the middle because that would be where technically our living room is. Wouldn't you want to do it between these 4 lights? So basically like where I'm standing right now. Well, I guess now where you're standing.
It's got to go on a beam. It can't be perfectly centered. One good thing about summer filming everything is if we ever need to fix anything or think, how did we do this? Where did that wire go? I have all this footage to look back on.
He's looking at this wire pattern. Also, I'm just gonna go ahead and apologize in advance because they're blowing off rounds like we're not in a recession right now and it might be a little hard to hear. So, sorry about that.
Luckily, we haven't taped any of the ceiling off yet, so we're gonna start by pulling down this piece of drywall right here. That way we can get access to the wiring to be able to pull it into the new box and get the new box installed for the fan.
Here's the other thing. After we pulled the fan that we purchased out of the box, I don't like it. We're gonna be installing the actual boxes for the fans, but not installing the fan itself. We're gonna have to do a little bit more shopping and figure out something else because I'm just not a fan of these.
Which isn't a big deal because I kind of wanted something a little bit lighter anyways. We've been living in the house for quite a while now, so this also gives us a great opportunity to see how our spray foam and insulation have been working out and verify that there's no condensation or mold issues or anything like that. And I don't see any kind of issue at all just looking in this area right here.
We've had a lot of comments recently of people wondering how Cody's able to handle fiberglass insulation like on his skin and hands, and I think it's simply just because his hands are super rough. Sometimes his arms will get a little itchy, but most of the time he's wearing like a jacket or something, so.
Yeah, and it all depends what we're doing. Like whenever we insulated the entire house,
Oh, no.
I wore a head to toe suit because
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna deal with that. But if I'm just like messing with one piece or just have to move something, it's not worth all the extra effort because I can just wash my hands afterwards and I'm fine. So.
Now myself, I'll gear up. It bothers the crap out of me. My skin is super soft, so especially on my hands, I have to wear gloves, but it doesn't really bother me.
I figured out where I want to put it at. Now it's just a matter of getting the wire to be long enough. This is also why it's very important that whenever you're wiring your house, you make sure you leave yourself extra wire in places and never leave the wire completely tight from point A to point B. Always leave slack in a lot of places because in situations like this, when you need more wire, it's available. Or if you ever have to cut off the ends because they get corroded and you need to be able to pull a little more wire through them, that way you have it. I already turned the power off, so time to start cutting the wire. And we're going to be using a ceiling fan saddle box. So you said right here is fine?
Yes.
You're positive right here is fine?
Yes. Let's take a full look though. It might be a little wonky because it's not centered with the lights, but there's not really a whole lot we can do about it, which is my fault for telling him that I didn't want a fan when I did. And I really don't think it's going to be that big of a deal though with our lights being flush. Time to get it lined back up. literally asked me a ton of times if I wanted a ceiling fan, and I said no, would be our bedroom. In the very beginning, when we were framing our bedroom, we used 2x4s instead of 2x6s because we weren't expecting to have to put any weight in our bedroom. Our bedroom's only 10 feet versus our living room is 16 feet, so we really didn't need anything stronger than 2x4s, except when you want to add a fan.
So in here we're going to have to take the entire ceiling down, which is only 2 pieces of drywall, but it's still really big pieces for a small room, so it makes it fairly difficult. But we're going to have to take both pieces of drywall down, and then if y'all remember in a previous video, we already ran the wiring for adding a ceiling fan in the future, so the wire's sitting in the ceiling like right here somewhere. So all we have to do after we get the ceiling down is add in a couple of 2x6s just to make sure that it's strong enough to support the weight of a moving fan, and then run that wire to it the rest of the way. Yeah. And throw it all back together.
Also, because we're not doing our bedroom tonight, it looks like I'm gonna have to pay an extra day on this thing. It's fine.
Technically, we already paid for it. We just get less of a refund now.
I'd rather have it, spend the extra money, and take the time doing the process than rush through it.
And this way, when we go return it to Lowe's, we can exchange those fans for the ones that you want, because those are both from Lowe's.
Yeah, we're gonna have to return them and then get new ones. I don't know what I'm gonna get yet though, so I'll keep you posted. I bought a composter, so let's open her up. Normally we would just start working on our bedroom right away, but it's getting dark, and I know it may not seem like that, but the sun is setting super quickly. It's probably gonna be dark within the next 30 minutes to an hour, and we wanna be able to sleep in our bedroom tonight and not have it filled with insulation. So we're gonna start on that first thing in the morning, and it's a big, tedious process, so that's gonna be an entire project that y'all will probably see in a different video. I'm so excited. We have to put it together.
I saw that.
I thought it was gonna come as a whole.
Oh no, I knew it wasn't. I knew it was gonna be what's sitting in your lap.
Okay. It's definitely not as durable as I was thinking it was gonna be.
I wouldn't say just quite yet. It's not durable yet because we haven't really used it.
Well, that's
yet,
true.
but
We haven't
it definitely, the assembly is a little flimsy, I would say.
And it's a little bit lower to the ground than I was expecting, so I think we're gonna probably put it on some sort of raised platform because I don't want it necessarily too low to the ground. Generator's a little loud, and we also have a friend that's currently hunting back there, so I don't want to disrupt him. But I don't really know a whole ton about composting, so I looked at a ton of different recommendations, and I decided to go with a dual composter. If you have any tips and recommendations, please let me know below. I'm still very new at this, but I want to be able to create good soil for our future plants. The next couple of videos might pertain to inside the house, but don't let that fool you. We are still cutting wood on the sawmill, and enclosing the underneath of the containers is still a big priority on our list. But like we've said in the past, it's a super repetitive process, and there's only so much that we can film. Don't think that we're just skipping that and we're not doing it anymore. It's all happening behind the scenes, and we'll come back to you when we're prepared. It's just a lot of wood has to be cut, so we're kind of just doing that in the sidelines and giving y'all more inside content for right now. A little apple cinnamon simmer pot for a really cold day. Mrs. Grumpy Gills.
I'm almost done. Stop it.
Dude, that toe hair is atrocious. Ma'am!
You couldn't even see her paw pads before. You didn't know with huskies, since they're, made for like Siberia and whatnot, the tundra, they grow a lot of hair in between their toes. And when they're out in like the dirt and stuff like that, it can all get collected in there, so it's actually bad for their health to let it overgrow. So you're supposed to trim their paw pad hair if it gets super long like this.
And Maya's not a fan. She absolutely hates it.
But I'd say this is the most successful time we've ever had because she's never let the groomer do it.
No.
And
If I have a video,
I was going to say, I bet you can find a video of last time we were at the groomer. She was screaming bloody murder. Like a person. Screaming. It was so embarrassing. Hilarious, but embarrassing. She's very dramatic, but I think she's finally accepted that it's gonna happen.
You use like a razor or something that buzzes. Oh, game over. She won't let you. But I think the scissors are easier for her to handle.
Maya, I have like one toe left. Come on, I'm almost done. It's just right around that nail. Give me your paw back. I'm almost done.
Now that it's getting a little later, let's make some dinner.
Making a chicken dish to put over rice. I don't really know the name of it, but I'm basically just cooking up some chicken, and then I'm gonna add onion and garlic, some seasonings, and a bunch of mushrooms, which I love.
Now that everything's nice and brown, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my mushrooms with a little bit more oil. When my mushrooms are cooked down, let's start working on the sauce.
I added a can of crushed tomatoes just because we enjoy tomatoes, and then I think I'm also gonna add a little bit of heavy cream, cream cheese, and then spinach. Seasonings, and we should be good.
Close your eyes. Get some rest. I'm by your side. Lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day. But I'm right here, it's gonna be okay.
Dinner is served. I added feta to mine because, well, I guess both of ours. Feta make it more better.
Such a dork. I think this is the first time I voluntarily ate spinach.
Cody's not a greens kind of guy.
It was really good.
Okay, bye. Dinner time.
Cody's the sweetest and almost always helps me in the kitchen after dinner. He jokes that he hates the way that I load a dishwasher, so that's typically his job.
Let go. I understand.
The last clip that we filmed, it was like 10 o'clock, and now it's 1. I have no idea where the time went. I've been editing. Cody was outside working on like pond filters and doing some stuff with insulating the generator, and yeah, now it's 1 o'clock in the morning and we're very tired, so let's get ready for bed.
The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life?